Good morning and Sairam students. I hope that you all are fit and fine, giving a proper time to your studies too. Students, in the previous videos, we have completed both the prose section and the poetry section of the Beehive second unit. That is the sound of the music and the wind. Now today in this video we are going to study the second chapter of your supplementary book, that is Moments. But before starting with this chapter, I just want to know that how many of you love to have a pet. Many have different answer because everyone has different choices of pets. But most of you love to have a dog. Most of you love to have a cat. And many more answers are going to be there. But have you ever thought a monkey to be your pet? Most of you will say no, because monkey cannot be kept as a pet. But today in this video we are going to explore a chapter in which a man has a private zoo and he decided to have a monkey as a pet. So let us explore how much difficulties he faced or how much fun did he have having a pet like a monkey. So today we are going to start with the chapter named Adventure of Toto by Ruskin Bond. But before starting with this chapter, let us know who is our author Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond, born on 19th May 1934 in Kasauli in Himachal Pradesh in India. Ruskin Bond is an eminent contemporary Indian writer of British descent. He is considered to be an icon among Indian writers. He is mainly known for writing inspiring children's books and was awarded with the Sahitya Academy Award to honor his work of literature. Now, the introduction of this chapter, Adventure of Toto. This is a humorous and adventurous story of naughty monkey named Toto. The writer's grandfather bought the monkey from a Tonga driver. The pranks played by Toto have been narrated in an interesting way and make the story a must read for us. And you all know that keeping a monkey is not an easy job, but how does the narrator's grandfather manage to do so? Let us find out with that. But before moving on to the chapter, we have certain difficult words. Let us see that too. The first word is there, scoop up. Scoop up, which means lift quickly. Lift quickly. The second word is wrenched. Wrenched, which means pulled. The next word is fused, which means showed annoyance. Showed annoyance. The next word is tame. Tame means pet. Next word is prodded. Prodded means pushed. The next word is halter. Halter, which means a strap or loop placed around the head of a horse or other animal, used for controlling or leading it. The last word is spite. Spite, which means a desire to hurt or annoy someone. So, your home assignment is that you all have to make the sentences with these words. And again, I'm repeating that you don't have to do this work in a separate notebook. You just have to write the sentences or whatever home assignment is given to you in a old notebook or in your rough notebook. No need to make a separate notebook. So now, let us move on to the explanation of this chapter. The first passage of this chapter says that grandfather bought Toto from Tonga driver for the sum of 5 rupees. The Tonga driver used to keep the little red monkey tied to a feeding trough, and the monkey looked so out of place there that grandfather decided he would add the little fellow to his private zoo. So here we come to know that a narrator is there who is telling the story of his grandfather a grandfather who has bought Toto. Toto is a monkey, and he had bought this monkey from a Tonga driver for how much rupees? 5 rupees. He now described that Tonga driver used to keep keep the little red monkey tied to a feeding trough. Feeding trough is a type of container in which an animal is feeded, given food. That is known as feeding trough. And then when the grandfather saw this monkey, he thought that it is not the right place for the monkey to stay with the Tonga driver. So I must add this little monkey to my private zoo. And then he bought this Toto for 5 rupees. Okay. The next thing is that now the writer describes the features of Toto. He says Toto was a pretty monkey. His bright eyes sparkled with mischief beneath deep-set eyebrows, and his teeth, which were a pearly white, were very often displayed in a smile that frightened the life out of elderly Anglo-Indian ladies. But his hands looked dried up as though they had been pickled in the sun for many years. Yet his fingers were quick and wicked, and his tail, while adding to his good looks. Grandfather believed a tail would add to anyone's good look. Also served as a third hand. He could use it to hang from a branch, and it was capable of scooping up and delicacy that might be out of reach of his hands. So now in the second passage we come to know that the narrator is describing the little red monkey Toto and his features. He says that Toto is a pretty cute monkey. He has a bright eyes which always sparkle with the mischief, that is with naughtiness. He has a very deep set eyebrows on his face. Whenever Toto used to smile, his pearly white teeth used to frighten the Anglo-Indian ladies. And next he says that when I saw his hand looked like dried up. They are very dried up and they have lot of wrinkles. It looked like as it was dried up in the sun, as we do for the pickle. As you have seen your mothers dried the mango for pickling them, and in the same way he says that when I saw his hand looked like as they were as they were dried up in the sun for many years. Now he says that, but still his fingers were very quick, they are working very fast, and they are very wicked, they are very naughty. And his tail, he has a tail, and he now tells that grandfather thinks that an animal having a tail is also adding grandfather believed that if an animal is having a tail, it would add to its good look. It looked more good on animal to have a tail. Those animals who are having tail, they are very good looking. Now he tells that having a tail is just like a third hand for the monkey, and whatever is out of reach from his hands, he would catch that with his tail. So this was what he has described about monkey, that he was a very pretty monkey. His eyes sparkled with naughtiness. He has a deep set eyebrows, pearly white teeth which frighten the Anglo-Indian ladies. Then he says that his hands look like pickled hands which are very dried, and they are very they have many wrinkles on them. Then he says that he has a tail which works like a third hand for the Toto, and whatever is out of reach for his hands, he always catch that with its tail. So this was the description given by the narrator about Toto in the second passage. Let's see what is written in the third passage. Now the writer's grandmother was against the grandfather's attitude of bringing new pets, birds and animals. So the grandfather thought that they would conceal this fact from her until she was in a good mood. At that time, they would disclose this to her. The writer and his grandfather secured Toto in a little cupboard in the writer's room. In order to be sure that Toto did not escape, they tied him to a hook in the wall. Now the writer says that grandmother was against this private zoo. He doesn't like that grandfather is bringing these new pets, either they might be birds or animal. So they thought that they should hide this Toto from grandmother, and they will reveal this truth to her whenever she will be in the good mood. Now they hide the Toto in the writer's cupboard, and they ensure that he should not escape, and for ensuring what they did, they tied him to the hook in the wall that he should not escape from there. A few hours later, when grandfather and I came back to release Toto, we found that the walls, which had been covered with some ornamental paper chosen by grandfather, now stood out as a naked brick and plaster. The peg in the wall had been wrenched from its socket, and my school blazer, which had been hanging from there, was in shreds. I wondered what grandmother would say. But grandfather didn't worry. He seemed pleased with Toto's performance. Now, in the next passage, he told that when after few hours they went into the room and they checked out what Toto was doing, they found that the wall, which was covered with beautiful papers, cutting, and whatever is chosen by the grandfather, either magazines, cutouts, or ornamental papers. They might be different kind of beautiful papers. They were torn out, and the bricks can be seen easily. And the next he says that the hook which we have tied in the wall, it was out of the wall, it was not there. And my school blazer, now narrator says that that my school blazer, it was shredded means it was you can say that it was torn by the Toto. I wondered. Now he said that I wonder if grandmother saw this, what she will say. But grandmother didn't seem worried. He was very happy, or he seemed very pleased after seeing the performance what Toto did. So we can actually guess that this all thing shows that Toto has escaped, or Toto was not there in the cupboard. He had took out his belt from the hook, and he has jumped out of the window. So let's see what's next passage says that. Now grandfather was very quite delighted to see Toto's adventure. He felt that Toto was very clever. He said that if they would have given him more time, he would have tied the pieces of the writer's torn blazer into a rope and would have escaped out of the window. Now he says that I'm happy that we came very soon, because if we will give more hours to Toto, he would have tied all the torn pieces of the blazers of the narrator, and he would have escaped from the window. Now, his presence in the house still a secret. Toto was now transferred to a big cage in the servants' quarter, where a number of grandfather's pets lived very sociably together. A tortoise, a pair of rabbits, a tame squirrel, and for a while my pet goat. But the monkey wouldn't allow any of his companion to sleep at night. So grandfather, who had to leave Dehradun next day to collect his pension in Saharanpur, decided to take him along. Now in the next passage he says that till this time the presence of Toto was hidden from the grandmother, and now grandfather decided that I will keep this monkey in the servant quarter, where many other animals are living in a cage. And in this cage they are having a tortoise, a rabbit, pair of rabbit, tame squirrel, tame means pet squirrel, and the narrator's goat also. But Toto was so naughty that he even didn't allow the other animals living in that cage to sleep all the night. And they were fed up from this monkey. So now grandfather next day has to go to collect his pension in Saharanpur, and he decided that he will take Toto with him. So let's move on. Unfortunately, I could not accompany grandfather on that trip, but he told me about it afterward. Now he says that unfortunately I can't accompany my grandfather on that trip, but whatever happened there, he told me everything. So what he told him, let's see that. A big black canvas kit bag was provided for Toto. This, with some straw at the bottom, became his new abode. When the bag was closed, there was no escape. Toto could not get his hands through the opening, and the canvas was too strong for him to bite his way through. His efforts to get out only had the effect of making the bag roll about on the floor or occasionally jump into the air. An exhibition that attracted a curious crowd of onlookers on the Dehradun railway platform. Now, the narrator tell us that whatever his grandfather has told him, that grandfather took a very small bag, a kit bag, in which he has put some straws at the bottom, and he placed Toto in that bag and closed the zip. But as we all know that Toto was very naughty, and he just don't want to stay in that bag. He want to get out of that bag, but it was not possible for him because the leather of that bag was so tough for that Toto teeth that he couldn't bite that. But still he tried his best to do something. So sometimes he used to jump in that, and which used to in the and this makes the bag to jump in the air, and sometimes he tried to roll in the bag, which make the bag to roll on the floor. And all such things became a piece of attraction for all the peoples on the Dehradun railway station. Okay, the next thing, Toto remained in the bag as far as Saharanpur. But while grandfather was producing his ticket at the railway turnstile, Toto suddenly poked his head out of the bag and gave the ticket collector a wide grin. So, in the next stanza, the narrator is telling us that till the till the Dehradun platform, he was in the bag. But what happened now? When grandfather reached Saharanpur and he took out his ticket from the bag for the turnstile, you must have seen turnstile on metro station, in which we have to place our card and that the doors open of that particular turnstile. That is known as a turnstile, railway turnstile. There he had to show a ticket, and the grandfather took out the ticket from his bag, and only in that few seconds Toto took out his head from that bag, and ticket collector saw that, and Toto gave a very beautiful grin means smile, a very wide smile to the ticket collector. So the ticket collector was astonished to see the monkey in the grandfather bag, but soon he recovered himself, and he told grandfather that you have to pay fine for carrying a dog in your bag. So let's see what happened to it. In vain did grandfather take Toto out of the bag. In vain did he try to prove that a monkey did not qualify as a dog or even as a quadruped. Toto was qualified a dog by the ticket collector, and 3 rupees was the sum handed over as his fare. So, in vain, the grandfather didn't take out the Toto out of the bag. He took out the Toto out of the bag and said that he didn't qualified as a dog. He even don't have 4 legs. How can you ask for a fine for him? He even doesn't fall in the category of dogs. But ticket collector didn't listen anything and asked for 3 rupees fine from grandfather. Now grandfather, just to get his own back, took from his pocket out pet tortoise and said, "What must I pay for this, since you charge for all animal?" So now, to take revenge from the ticket collector, grandfather in anger took out the tortoise which was there in his pocket, and he asked from the ticket collector, "Now tell me, what will you take for this animal, as you are taking fine for every animal?" So now the ticket collector took a close look at the tortoise, pushed it slightly, and announced that grandfather was not required to buy a ticket for it, as it did not fall in the category of dog. So now ticket collector, to check whether the tortoise was real, so he just slightly pushed that tortoise and he said that you don't have to buy ticket for this tortoise because this doesn't fall in the category of dog. So the writer's grandmother finally came to know of Toto's presence in the house. She allotted him space in the stable along with a family donkey named Nana. So now grandmother got to know that there is a pet in our home which is a monkey named Toto, and she accepted that also. And now she gave a place to Toto that he has to stay with Nana, who is the family donkey. On the first night in the stable, grandfather visited Toto. He found Nana restless, pulling its rope in order to stay away from the heap of hay. Grandfather hit Nana on back in order to stop it. Nana jumped back with a jerk and Toto was dragged along with her. So now what happened? That night when Nana and Toto was living in a stable, grandfather thought that I should see what they are doing. When he visited there in the stable, he saw that Nana was very restless and he didn't sleep. To check him, that he was very restless and he was trying to pull out the rope from that wooden block on which it was tied, because he doesn't want to stay there with Toto. Now when the grandfather he just hit Nana on his back, Nana jumped with the jerk. He just jerk means jhatke se. So Nana jumped with a jerk, and in that process Toto was dragged along with her. Toto was also dragged along with that Nana. Now, in the winter season, Toto enjoyed having a warm bath. Toto loved to take a warm bath in the winter season, and he would pretend to be selfish. In this process, he pretended to be very selfish, and before starting his bath, he would check the temperature of the water. He would copy the writer and step into the tub 1 foot at a time. Finally, he would sit in the water with his face out of it. Then he would rub himself with soap. When the water became cold, he would run out of it to stove in the kitchen in order to dry himself. Toto get annoyed if he was laughed upon. If anyone used to laugh upon Toto, he get very annoyed and he would get hurt, and then he refused to take bath. The writer recollects an incident when Toto had almost boiled himself. What happened once, that writers tell that once Toto even burned himself while taking a bath. There was a large kettle in which water was boiling on the stove. Toto climbed up to the stove and removed the lid from it. He felt that the water was warm enough for him to take a bath. He entered the kettle with his head out of it. When the water started boiling, it became hot for Toto. He thought of coming out of the kettle, but as the temperature outside was cold for him, he stayed in it. Toto kept on jumping in the kettle for a while. It was when the writer's grandmother arrived that she took the half-boiled monkey out of the kettle. So this is how he tried to even burn himself once because of the cold weather outside. If there is a part in our brain that governs our ability to create mischief, then that part in Toto's brain was highly developed, as he had great capacity to do mischief. He was always busy doing mischief. Whenever the writer earned, whenever the writer aunt passed from near him or from passed near him, he used to try to tear the dress of the aunt. The writer recollects another incident, that when Toto created a lot of mischief. At lunchtime, a dish of rice was placed on the dining table. When the family reached to eat, they found Toto eating it. The writer's grandmother screamed at Toto, and in response, he threw a plate at her. When the aunts tried to catch Toto, he threw a glass of water in their face. When the grandfather arrived, Toto left the place through a window with the dish of rice along with him. Toto remained out the entire afternoon. He sat on branch of the jackfruit tree, determined to eat all the rice. As the grandmothers had screamed on him, as the grandmother had screamed on him, he wanted to annoy her further. And so, after eating the rice, he threw the dish and it broke into several pieces. So, this is what he used to do, that once the aunt made a dish of rice and it was placed on the dining table. But Toto was very mischievous and he used to create a lot mischief in the home. So what happened, till the time the family reached there, they saw that already Toto was present there and he was enjoying the dish of rice. And when the grandmother screamed on him, in response, Toto threw a plate at her. And when the aunt tried to reach to him or tried to catch him, he threw water on her face. Now, when the grandfather arrived, till the time Toto has left the place through the window with the dish of rice along with him, and the whole afternoon he stayed on the jackfruit tree enjoying the dish of rice. As the grandmother had screamed on him, because grandmother has shouted on him, so now he want to further annoy her, and so after eating the rice, he threw the dish. He even threw the dish in which the rice was served, and that dish broke into several pieces. At last, obviously, Toto was not the sort of pet we could keep for long. Even grandfather realized that. We were not well to do and could not afford the frequent loss of dishes, clothes, curtains, and wallpaper. So grandfather found the Tonga driver and sold Toto back to him for only 3 rupees. Though he had bought him for 5 rupees, but now he sold him at 3 rupees loss of 2 rupees, because he can't take more mischief done by Toto. He has already did a lot of loss to them, and now they can't afford such losses which were done by Toto. So grandfather decided that I would return this pet back to the Tonga driver. So this was all your chapter, The Adventures of Toto. I hope you understand the explanation of this. Now there is an home assignment for you. There are total 4 questions which you have to attempt after listening to the explanation again and again. And my one more request to you all is that please try to do all the questions on your own and don't do in a separate notebook. You can either use your rough notebook or your old notebooks, but don't make a separate notebook. Thank you, students.